George Washington, 1732 to 1799, a comprehensive biography. Early life and background. Birth and family. George Washington was born on February 22, 1732, in Westmoreland County, Virginia, to Augustine Washington and Mary Ball Washington. He was the first of 6 children from his father's second marriage. His family owned land and slaves, and they were part of Virginia's gentry class. Education. Washington's formal education was limited, consisting mainly of private tutoring and self-study. His early education focused on basic subjects such as mathematics, surveying, and classical literature. He did not attend college but was largely self-educated, particularly in the fields of surveying and land management. Surveying. At the age of 16, Washington began working as a land surveyor for Lord Fairfax in the Shenandoah Valley. This experience provided him with a deep understanding of the American frontier and land management, and it significantly influenced his future career. Military service in the French and Indian War. Washington's military career began during the French and Indian War, 1754 to 1763. He was appointed as a lieutenant colonel in the Virginia militia and gained experience in various engagements, including the disastrous Braddock Expedition of 1755. His performance during this conflict, including his leadership at the Battle of Fort Necessity, established him as a promising military leader. Political career and the American Revolution. Early political involvement. After the war, Washington returned to civilian life and managed his Mount Vernon estate. He became active in Virginia politics and was a member of the Virginia House of Burgesses. His political views were shaped by his experiences with British colonial policies and his commitment to the principles of self-government. Revolutionary War leadership. In 1775, the American Revolutionary War broke out. Washington was appointed as the Commander-in-Chief of the Continental Army by the Second Continental Congress. His leadership during the war was marked by several key achievements. 1. Siege of Boston. Washington took command of the Continental Army during the Siege of Boston. His strategic acumen and perseverance led to the successful evacuation of British forces from the city in March 1776. 2. Crossing of the Delaware. One of his most famous military maneuvers was the daring crossing of the Delaware River on December 25 to 26, 1776, which led to a surprise attack and victory at the Battle of Trenton. 3. Winter at Valley Forge. Washington's leadership was tested during the harsh winter of 1777 to 1778 at Valley Forge. Despite severe shortages and suffering among his troops, his leadership and the training provided by Baron von Steuben helped transform the Continental Army into a more effective fighting force. 4. Victory at Yorktown. The decisive victory at the Siege of Yorktown in 1781, with the assistance of French forces, led to the surrender of British General Cornwallis and effectively ended major hostilities in the war. Presidency and the early republic. Presidential precedent. After the war, Washington retired to Mount Vernon but was called back to public service. In 1787, he presided over the Constitutional Convention in Philadelphia, where the U.S. Constitution was drafted. His support for the new Constitution was crucial in its ratification. First President of the United States. Washington was unanimously elected as the first President of the United States in 1789 and was re-elected for a second term in 1792. His presidency was marked by several key developments. Establishing precedents. Washington set many precedents for the office of the presidency, including the tradition of a peaceful transfer of power and the establishment of a cabinet. Domestic policies. His administration established the federal judiciary, the Bill of Rights, and economic policies under Secretary of the Treasury Alexander Hamilton, including the creation of the National Bank. Foreign policy. Washington's foreign policy was characterized by a desire for neutrality. His farewell address in 1796 warned against permanent alliances and political parties, emphasizing the importance of national unity and independence. Retirement. Washington retired from public life after his second term, returning to his plantation at Mount Vernon. His retirement was marked by efforts to manage his estate and oversee agricultural improvements. Death. George Washington passed away on December 14, 1799, at Mount Vernon, at the age of 67. His death was mourned nationwide, and he was widely celebrated as the father of his country. Legacy. Washington's legacy is profound and enduring. He is remembered as a symbol of American ideals and leadership. His contributions to the founding of the United States, his role in establishing the presidency, and his example of civic virtue and dedication to public service have left an indelible mark on American history. Memorials. Numerous memorials and institutions honor Washington, including the Washington Monument in the nation's capital, Mount Vernon, and various educational institutions and public spaces named in his honor. George Washington's leadership, vision, and dedication were instrumental in shaping the early years of the United States. His life and career continue to be celebrated for their significant impact on the formation and development of the American Republic.